Second, mobility. Actually, I have many chance occasion at the round table with Taiwan, Beijing, Shanghai, even Hong Kong, the young generation people, or even Shenzhen, talking about Shenzhen. Actually, Shenzhen, nobody is really from Shenzhen.
Yes.
Right? But if you sit down with them in the round table, oh, moving to Shanghai, whatever, no, I don't want to move. So for the big city people, Taipei knows a big city, people do not want to move. They are so hesitant to relocate. I'm working in Philippines right now. In December, I have a chance talking with my boss in Amsterdam, the Philippines CFO. He told me, Jessie, for people below 30 or early 30, if they do not have a plan or they do not have a mobility, flexibility in the next 10 years to come to Amsterdam to work, they are not talent. They are not talent. The reason, the top three, the talent criteria, one of the criteria is the mobility, flexibility. It's not talking about CPA, whatever certificate, the degree, whatever. No, it's no longer. It's talking about whether you are mobile, flexible. Then you have a better chance to be international leaders. So there is the second important thing I want to share. Different city, different location. All go for opportunity. Right? The third one is long. It's really very long. I talk about the snowball. The snow has to be wet. What is the wet? It's the skill and the competency. When time goes by, you have to build different skill and competency. You look at the stair. Slow, sometimes very slow, sometimes very fast. If I have a curve like this, perfect, 完美的曲线. But if your career curve is like this, so perfect, it's so boring. Why? When the red line is below the blue, that means you are ahead. You are ahead. On the other hand, you are behind. You are behind. So there's a timetable depending on how high you want to hit in the career. There's an aspiration, and you can draw a line, and you will understand whether you are ahead or behind. When you are behind, like this, age 34, when you are behind, think about how to build the next level skill at this moment, not until here. When you are behind here, starting from here, right after I returned from New York assignment, 43, I did not get promoted. Normally, you will choose to complain. Normally, you get frustrated. 不公平，为什么不是我？ If you start thinking that way, you will not go beyond again. So think about the next level, the skill you need, and start building the skill and competency from here. And position yourself, you are one level higher, and you will be there. On the other hand, sometimes you will be ahead. Be careful. Sometimes it's a trap, it's a 陷阱. In the corporation, when you go up this way without a broader, foundation, and you go up too fast, easily you will hit the ceiling at a very young age. Could be 35, could be 40, and you have nowhere to go. So it's about skill, competency you have viewed at this moment, whether they are weight enough to support you to go up into the journey. So the career is not about how fast that you can run. No, it's not. It's how long you can hit. 你可以走多长，比你能走多快更重要。If you have 35, 40 years or even longer, 3 years ahead or 3 years behind, it means nothing. If you just compare with yourself. So this is about the career, the key highlight and the summary. Then I move to the next video.
Houston, we have a problem.
Flight, I recommend we shut down the reactant valves of the fuel cell.
You close them, you can't open them again. You can't land on the moon with one healthy fuel cell.
Gene, the Odyssey is dying. From my chair here, this is the last option.
They are here. We turn around, straight back, yes. Direct abort.
Oh, Gene, I'm wondering what the Gremlin guys think about this.
We can't make any guarantees. We designed the LEM to land on the moon. Not fire the engine out there for course correction.
Well, unfortunately, we're not landing on the moon, are we? I don't care what anything was designed to do. I care about what it can do.
Look, it's Frau Morrow. I can see our landing site.
Wow. Look at the Tsiolkovsky crater.
Damn, they were close.
Gentlemen, what are your intentions? I'd like to go home.
So you're telling me you can only give our guys 45 hours? That brings them to about there.
We gotta turn everything off.
I want this marked all the way back to Earth with time to spare.
Gene, we have a situation brewing with the carbon dioxide.
We had a CO2 filter problem on the LEM.
What about the scrubbers on the command module?
They take square cartridges.
The ones on the LEM are round.
Okay, people, listen up. People upstairs handed us this one, and we gotta come through. We gotta find a way to make this fit into the hole for this, using nothing but that.
What's this?
That's what they gotta make.
Houston, the CO2 level has dropped to 9, and it is still falling.
In order to enter the atmosphere safely, the crew must aim for a corridor just 2.5 degrees wide. The reentry corridor is in fact so narrow that if this basketball were the Earth and this softball were the moon, and the two were placed 14 feet apart, the crew would have to hit a target no thicker than this piece of paper.
I just want you to know the engine's never been tried like this. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
I know what you're trying to do. I guarantee you I won't hold you personally responsible.
4.
Oh, let's just go.
2, 1.
Steady, steady.
9.
Shut down! Gentlemen, you've given our guys enough to survive till re-entry. Well done.
Flight, we're still shallow up a bit in the reentry corridor. It's almost like they're underweight.
Now, how could they be underweight? We didn't land on the moon.
Guidance system might be malfunctioning, their heat shield could be cracked, and their parachutes might be 3 blocks of ice. Clearly, we have some obstacles to overcome.
Flight, we are looking at a typhoon warning
On the edge of the prime recovery area. Now, this is just a warning flight. It could miss them.
Only if their luck changes.
Flight, they're still shallowing a bit up there. Do you want to tell them?
Anything we could do about it?
Not now, Flight.
And they don't need to know, do they?
Copy that.
Is this typhoon still present in the splashdown?
Yeah.
We got the parachute situation, the heat shield, the angular trajectory, and the typhoon. There's just so many variables. I'm a little
I know what the
lost.
problems are, Henry. This could be the worst disaster NASA's ever experienced.
With all due respect, sir, I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Gentlemen, it's been a privilege flying with you.
No re-entering ship has ever taken longer than 3 minutes to emerge from blackout.
It's 4 minutes. Standing by.
Odyssey, Houston, do you read?
Hello, Houston. This is Odyssey. It's good to see you again.
Let's go back to the reality. 日常生活里面，我们的时间是怎么花的？When you want to hit a goal in large enterprise career, you need time. You need quality time. But most of cases, we do not have time because we have been so busy. So the most best excuse of not have things done is we don't have time. So time spent where is the most important discussion. And my observation, the time we spend 70% or even above on things they are urgent. Important or not important, but they are all urgent. More than 70% in our daily routine, we spend time. 救火. For the salespeople, most of your time spent on achieving the current month's quota, or even the current week. For the support function people, enabling function people, you spend time in preparing the report due tonight or tomorrow morning. Urgent, so you have to work overtime. So this is how we spend our time. The most challenging is the bottom right hand side quadrant, 右下角的下线的这个象限。The important but not urgent. Literally, we did not spend time. Why? Number one, they are not urgent. 所以叫拖延症。Number two, it requires skill because it's tougher. This quadrant always talking about structural change, 结构性的改变。Not easy. Number three, easily you got pushback. In a big corporation, everybody is silo. Everybody is silo. When you get across the line, nobody like it. So you got pushback easily. So there are many reasons. Over time, we do not spend time on things important but not urgent. 左下角不重要也不急 but we spend a lot of time, 25%, because of the legacy. Just because of the legacy, the history, the corporation had to challenge, the status quo had to challenge. So we just accumulate things. Seldom we eliminate things. So when time goes by, the workload on this quadrant could be 25% or above. That is how we spend time in a daily routine. And end up to be even worse. Vicious cycle, 恶性循环开始了。The urgent thing will become more and more, 70%, 75%, such and such. And the garbage can become higher and higher. And the 右下角 almost zero. And life become terrible. However, the idea model should be this. My current boss, I mentioned again, the Philip Global CFO, he told me he spent more than 50% of the time I'm thinking about things 2 years later. 2 years later, 50%. Here, I believe there are some important business leader or even entrepreneur. You need to spend time on few years later things. So there is the bottom right hand side corner, has to be enlarged. And low things, urgent, has to be lower. How? Planning process. Deal with the structural things, structural challenge, 结构性的难题. You have to deal with that. Don't just let go. It will not go away. Housekeeping. The 25% has to be reduced. In the corporation, it cannot be zero. 这叫官僚体系. It cannot be zero. But you have to challenge the status quo. Why should we do it every month? Can we do it every quarter? Why should we continue doing that? Can we just eliminate? Yes, you will get pushback, you got challenge. But there is kind of the courage and the skill you have to build so that you can always 轻装上阵. So time is limited. So to allocate time 50% more on the important, not urgent, it has to come from the other three quadrants. And your conscious decision on time management. If you don't have a good time management, your your platform will not be big. Because you're always busy on those little things, hectic things, urgent things due tomorrow. If you continue doing that, 救火队 fireman, just 救火队. You cannot be strategic. So allocate time for those things you are good at. Find a way to empower your team to do it. 不要自己一直在做你擅长的事情。这是人的 tendency, because you will be looking good. You continue doing something you has been good at already, but you will not grow. For those things you has been good, enable someone under your organization to do it, and find something challenging for you to tackle. So this is how your platform can be bigger and bigger, broader and broader in the corporation. Okay, so time management, very important. Out of the three I'm going to mention, this one could be the most important one, to allocate time for you to something bigger and broader over time, over 30, 40 years. Second one, create your future. You want to have a career in a big corporation, you have to create your future. What does it mean? What does it mean? 这个中文叫前人种树，后人乘凉。Number one, hiring. You can recall how much time you really spend on quality hiring to hire a right person. In my long-term observation, normally we do not do hiring until there is attrition. 有人要离职，你开始想招聘的事儿。有人要离职，你要离职，你给我几天 ？In a corporation， 30天 ，right? Normally, very general already. 给公司30天，对不起，拜拜。In the morning, you submit your resignation. 30 days for me. The fast I can do. In the afternoon, I offer to someone else. 这是最快的吧？ When you offer to someone outside this company, how many days I have to wait for you to be on board?
A week.
A week?
2 weeks.
You idle at home? Another 30 days. Normally.
Okay.
Right? So, this is the perfect case. 30 days later, in the morning, this guy will leave. In the afternoon, this guy will be on board. And the challenge is they do not have overlapping. They do not have handover. 他们没有交接的。 right? That is the perfect case. But normally, we are not at a perfect case. Normally, the break will be 2 to 3 months. And how to deal with the 2 to 3 months without this guy coming on board? As a manager, you will find someone the best in your organization to share the workload. 你帮我做一点，你帮我做一点，你帮我做一点。Right? That is the perfect case. 你不会找不怎么样的人去做，因为他自己都不怎么样，怎么可能去 carry additional workload? So over time, the best guy, they start complaining workload, and they cannot move because of the duty, the responsibility. And those guys idle in the department, they don't have additional assignment. Easily they can move on, and they feel good. So become vicious cycle again. 恶性循环又开始了。And in the big corporation, another weak point is the probation is not real. Probation, 试用期 is not real. Almost 100% pass probation. Because when a person come in 3-4 months, really not good at this corporation, I will not fire this person because the 噩梦 will start again. So there is the dilemma in a big corporation. So hiring is the most important thing. Actually, as a leader, hire the right person is the most important skill to the corporation. As the most valuable skill to the corporation. 慧眼识英雄，找到对的人这件事情是最重要。什么是最对的人 ？Two critical skill. You have to find a way to identify and recruit those people. Critical thinking and lifetime learning capability. It's not talking about how many years he has been in this field as a working experience. It's not. Because things change. Whatever you are good at today, 5 years later, 50% discount. At least. So how many years you have been working in this field may not be an advantage anymore in the future. Easily you will be discounted because of the transformation, technology change, the way we do things differently few years later compared with now. 所以这个 hiring 很重要。And by the way, you have to hire someone with the potential better than you in the future. There is the corporation. I'm talking about corporation. Because you want to be someone bigger,